In Saint Lucia's information ecosystem, the vexed question of media regulation has emerged as a significant political fissure. For some critics, the High Court's recent judgment on the Citizenship by Investment Program case underscored the dangers of politically charged, unverified reporting, prompting renewed scrutiny of the porous boundaries between professional journalism and unchecked digital commentary. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Broadcasting Dr. Ernest Hilaire believes the state must underwrite professionalization but never seize control. He argues that media freedom as a constitutional absolute, that the interventionist state is incompatible with robust democratic health. The government, he suggests, recognizes its role not as a regulator but as a guardian of press autonomy.
Well, I think it's amazing that if there is one sector of the society we have to make sure that it is never controlled by the state and managed by the state, is the media sector. You really expect the media, when people talk about the conscience of society, in many ways the media serves as a conscience of society. They are the ones, who really on a daily basis have to hold those with power in check and accountable by asking the right questions and doing research and really being able to come out there and to present information and to hold, like I say, authorities accountable. And you don't ever want government, in all societies where governments control the media, it's not a very healthy democracy. So I'm one who don't believe in that. I think we should have a thriving, free and open media landscape, where the media feels that they can do their job and they should do their job.
The minister's distinction between accredited journalists and the surge of digital commentators pinpoints the core challenge facing modern media law. This is a critique of the democratization of publishing without the commensurate democratization of editorial accountability. The political risk lies in addressing unverified digital discourse without infringing upon legitimate freedom of expression.
Once you start talking about regulations, people start getting skittish because unless you have a very mature setting where people realize this is not control, but this is regulation to prevent abuse, and not abuse by professional practicing media personnel, practicing by a lot of shams and charlatans they have who claim to be media, and they're not really media persons, but they claim to be. And they pretend that, they are journalists and, and talk shows is the new phenomenon. Well, it's not new anymore, but, anybody can start a talk show and share information and influence public opinion and claim that they're part of the media. Now, is a talk show host part of the media? I don't know. I'm not sure I can define the media as well as you do. But we have to encourage the media. We're always available as the ministry to provide support. If you need resources to bring media persons together, if you need a consultant to sit with you all to help you all put things in place, we will support that. But I would never want to be part of any attempt to go in and to be deciding how to structure the media and how to manage the media. I don't think politicians should be doing that.
Instead of a fiat of new law, Dr. Hilaire proposes an institutional solution. The state offers capital and consultancy to foster media self-governance. This is a strategy of capacity building aiming to alleviate the entire professional standards, thereby implicitly marginalizing those operating below a critical threshold of ethical rigor.
So I think we should encourage the media and the professionalization of the media is really important, and we are available to make resources available for the media to do it itself, not for us to do it for them.
For the broadcast minister, the emphasis remains on empowering the journalistic sector to enforce its own codes of conduct, thus protecting the government from the charge of political interference. Joachim Du Plessis, HTS News Force.